So we're here. My name is Sydney, here with Lucky Kajun Production, owner, artist, one-man show, all that exciting fun stuff. We have LP, Lawrence Patterson, owner of Hand, Wax, and Wash, the ultimate hustle machine. We've known each other for a while. We've known each other since about 2008.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, man.
Yeah, he's terrible to have as a manager, but great friend.
I get the most out of everybody, and I do. That's my job. That's why we still friends to this day.
Great friend. So I think the first question I'm gonna shoot at you. This is one I want to lead off with. What made you leave corporate America? Because you were successful. I mean, you worked at some top companies, and you retained some high positions within those companies.
You were very right. You were very right. So that's a very good question. So at the end of the day, I think the key to me leaving corporate is just my soul has always been to be an entrepreneur, right? To own something of my own, to build my own legacy, right? To provide and give something back to my family. So I think when you go through the corporate world, yeah, you got your 401k, you can invest, but that's it. And so for me, I wanted to build a bigger legacy. I wanted to give my children, my family, pass them something down that they can pass something down and build on top of that. So I think that was the driving force to me leaving corporate and kind of doing my own thing. Because when you're working for somebody else, you're always lining their pockets. Yes, they pay you well, but you're lining your pockets and you're not building generational wealth. So my goal was, how do we build generational wealth? How can I be that guy that I'm hiring people, providing jobs, but yet these people are helping me provide for my family for not 5, 6, 7 years, but the next 100 years.
So would you say that leaving corporate America was the right move? And would you suggest that for others, especially people in our community and people of color?
Well, to answer that question, I think, I wish more people of color would go into entrepreneurship. So, yeah, I think it was the right move for me at the time. I think I used what I learned through corporate America. So I'm not knocking anybody that's in that corporate world, because I learned a lot. Like you said, I had a lot of different positions, whether it be the Buckle, whether it be Google. I've done a lot of cool things and was very successful at it. But at the end of the day, I still, I'm building their legacy. You want to get to where you're building your own legacy, right? And then having something that you're truly passionate about. I know we're going to get into that in a little bit, but, I was always told, if you love something and you can make that one thing that you're passionate about, that you love, a career, you never work a day in your life. And that's where I'm at right now. So I think we go into corporate and we do things because we're chasing a dollar. And, you go to school, you get your education, you get out of school, you go get this great job. And you do that great job for 10, 20, 30 years so you can have some money, and then you can pass a little bit down. But again, our mindset needs to shift. And so many of us, we go through that corporate loop, and at the end of the day, we have nothing to show for it. Whereas if you build something on your own, you have something that you can show for it, and you have something that you can naturally pass down for generations.
1 hour later.
Second to get back on track.
We recording?
Yes.
All right.
To get back on track.
No, we had to take a quick break. My fault. I got, the phone's always ringing, so that's the drawback when you're a business owner. Sometimes your phone never stops, and so I need to learn how to cut things off and focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah,
so,
especially when you're on my time.
My fault.
No, I'm not gonna be the one to hate on the business. But leading back into the last thing we finished off was, would you recommend, and how would you approach letting people of color know and people inside our community know whether or not they should be business owners? So what do you have to say to the people who will say, oh man, but when do you stop working? When you own your own business, there's no break time. It's like your hours are longer, and you have more stress, and where's the money going to come from? And
you know what I always tell people, the greater the risk, the greater the reward, right? And I think some of us, we get comfortable in the positions that we're in, right? We're comfortable with making X amount of dollars, and we don't think proactively and productively. So with any job, you get in it what you get out of it, especially as an entrepreneur. So all these hours that I work, and again, remember, I choose to work these hours. No one's telling me to get up and come to work. No one's telling me to take off. I can take off anytime I want to. But again, I'm hungry and I understand where I'm trying to go. So You know, a lot of people ask me, Lawrence, you work a ton of hours now, but my goal is to be done by 45. 45, 47. Hopefully I've probably sold my businesses. I have money in the bank. And now my family either gets to, you know, I keep them and have people working those businesses for me and my family makes the money off of that. Or I sell those businesses and I put them in a better position to do other things with their lives. So you have to think about that. I don't want to work 20, 30 years for somebody to hope that my 401k pays me. I rather put in the time now, put in those hours to set myself up and my family up to have a greater, brighter future, right? So,
okay. So say for instance, for me, you know, I am a black business owner. You know, I am a person of color, and a lot of my business do require me to be in person, present with clients.
it's true.
So, in my mind, it's harder for me to think of taking days off because I need to be present to make money. So if I think of taking days off, then I think of associating that with losing money. So how do you approach that? Do you make sure that you've hit a good point of taking a break from business? Do you try to make sure business is covered while you're away?
Well, you're touching on a lot of different segues, and we can go a lot of different ways. So, you know, first, I think it's about balance, right? And so too much of anything is bad. And so we have to find the balance, because the key is when you're one person like you and myself, we're wearing a lot of different hats, but we have to go into these in-person meetings at 100%. Well, if you're not going at 100%, you're probably not going to close that deal at 100%. So that's why that time and that time away, that time to get your mind back right, the time to get your body right, because again, all that plays a role in how productive and profitable you're going to be. And so I think that's going to be the key, is that balance, right? So yeah, we can work a lot, but you got to take that time for you to get your mind right, to keep your body right, so you can go do what you need to do to be successful in that realm.
Got it. So yeah, we don't want to get too far off into that, because I'm sure that can lead into a lot longer.
You already know how you and I get into conversations.
So I guess, you know, the question is, why detailing?
Why detailing? So, you know, this is a funny story, and a lot of that, I think that goes back into why I love cars so much. So, growing up, and I attribute this to my father. I used to have a hard time reading. Plus, I was dyslexic, so I hated to read. I hated to read out loud.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I hated books. But my father noticed that this guy he gravitates to cars. He loves the way they look. He wants to know about them. So when I was little, my father bought me a prescription to every car magazine that you can think of, right? And we were in Albiano, Italy at the time. I'm a military brat. And so Road and Track, Car and Driver, Automobile, BMW, you name it, I had it. And that's how I got into reading. And that's what created and started fueling the passion for cars. So not only did I like the way they look and how to take care of them, but their performance. And so that's what kind of, when we talk about passions, I have, you know, a couple key passions. Family, it's number one, basketball, and cars, right? And so those are the things that I'm great at. I've had a lot of cool jobs. I've done a lot of cool things, but those are the three passions. So I love my family. I love basketball. So if I wasn't doing something in the car industry, I'd probably try to go overseas or you know, I'm older now, but.
So I'll give a reply to that. But I highly recommend interviewing your friend if you've never asked me, because I'm learning shit I haven't even known.
So, but that's how I got into the car deal. And so it's, you know, my father was always into the German luxury cars, so Porsche, BMW, Mercedes, and that's kind of got into my deal. And my father used to clean the cars and kept his cars clean and immaculate. And I don't know if that's from the military background, but our house was always spotless. The cars were always spotless. And my father took passion in keeping his cars clean. And I think that's where it started. So it started with me helping my dad keep his cars clean growing up, and then I kept my cars clean. And then, you know, people would ask me, what are you using? What's really going on? Why do you take so long? You know, what products are you using? Like, how do you use those products? And it's the one thing that just came naturally to me. It's always been fun, and it's always put a smile on my face. So that's how the whole car deal. So when I decided to leave corporate and try something new, I thought about my passions. Basketball. Do I want to be a coach? I'm too old to play professional. So that's not more realistic, right?
So what about martial arts? Because I know you've done that before in your life.
Yes, I'm a third-degree black belt in Taekwondo and Jiu-Jitsu. So I forgot about that one. I cut hair too. So it's so many things that I love doing.
Yeah, multifaceted.
But cars are the one thing that I said, you know what? I can get into this industry with very little money, right? Take my knowledge and take my tools and be successful. So I started hand wax and wash with probably $100. Now, this company does X amount of $100,000 a year, but I started this company with my passion, the tools and the understanding, and $100. And that was in 2012.
Okay, so we've known each other well. We've known each other since about 2008. We touched on that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Would you say what attributes to your drive? Would you say it's money? Would you say it's lifestyle? Would you say, well, I guess lifestyle would directly
they kind of correlate
with money. But what is your idea behind it? What's your reason?
You know what? It's so funny because I think in life, as you get older, those things change. What motivates you change. So getting out of college was always, I need to climb that corporate ladder. I'm trying to get X amount of dollars because I want to live a certain lifestyle. When I left corporate, I left because what I thought I wanted, I thought the money was going to make me happy, and never did. I made great money with Google, great money with the buckle, but those things in my soul didn't drive me. So, I took a step back, and I had to really think about what is it that I love to do, and find that thing that I love to do. Because when I left the buckle and started my car detailing business, I went from making, 6 digits to 0 digits. There is no checks coming in when you open your own business. You have to go create it.
Oh, I know.
But the driving force, you get it, right? The driving force for that was I wanted to be a better father. I wanted to be a better husband. And then I wanted to be able to give back to my children in a capacity that was greater than just me giving back a 401k, right? I wanted to truly build a legacy and help other people. So when you're a business owner, what drives me now is being able to hire people, provide for people, give people knowledge so they can be successful for themselves, right? And I think that's how you start building a legacy, right? People won't remember that, oh, Lawrence made X amount of dollars, but what they will remember is, hey, he touched my life in this capacity. And for me, that's the driving force. So being that person that people can look up to, being that person that can help people, and then being the father that I wanted to be. I didn't want to be that guy that sat behind a desk and miss my children's games.
Yeah, like they say, people do business with people.
Correct.
They don't do business with products.
Correct.
So, especially if you're a business owner, the more you connect with the people, the more successful you'll be in return.
It is very true.
Right? So, you have a little one. How old is she?
She's 10 now.
10? Any more kids we should know about?
Nah, no more. No. No, don't even jinx me on that one. Yeah, we stopping there for right now. So unless God decides to bless me with another one, we're good.
All right. So I'll stop poking at you. But so let's say short-term, long-term goals.
Wow.
What's your short-term?
I think we can take that 2 different ways. I think you can say short-term, long-term business goals, and then short-term, long-term personal goals, right? And I think they're a little bit different. So my business goals, I think short-term is you just right now finding great people that want to help build this brand, right? And help us.
Because you are hiring, right?
We're always looking for great people, right? And that's any company, whether you be in IT or you're in car detailing or you're in production. Finding great people that want to take your brand to the next level with you. I hate to say for me, I say with me. Because they're a big part of what we do and what we're trying to do.
You're not a dictator or anything like that.
No, never that, right? Some people may say that, but never that. It's all about a partnership, right? You want to have partnerships with people. That's what people remember. But long term for the business, so short term is just making sure we're taking care of what we're doing in Austin and growing inside the Austin community. Long term, we want to reach out to Dallas. We want to be in Houston. We want to start branching out and doing some franchise opportunities for different people, because I think our business is so key. Being able to take what we do and finding passionate people like myself that could do this for a career, that's my dream. If I can pay somebody $50 to $60, $100,000 a year to do this as their dream and they're passionate, those are the people that we're looking to bring onto this company. And then, personal short-term goals. just being able to venture out and share my success with others and be that role model for other either young entrepreneurs or people that just want to branch out and kind of do their own thing. Long-term goal for myself is retire by 47, 46. And when I say retired, it means me leaving.
So that's not long, right? You got like 2 years?
Nah, you got jokes. Don't let the great fool you. No. So I'm only 40 now, but I'm giving myself 6 years. I want to be able to, branch out and I'm always going to work. I'm always going to do something that I'm passionate about, but it's other things that I want to pursue. Like you said, we dabbled in martial arts. I love to open up a studio. In basketball, I would love to do something for the youth in our community as far as basketball and being able and being able to give back. But I think long term, I just want to be that guy that is sharing, his thought process and helping others achieve their goals. I think that's what I want to be remembered for.
I think the government has a cloning program because it sounds like you might need to use it. I'm trying to do all that.
Hey. Once that program becomes available, let me know.
All right, so one of the last questions I have for you, and then we can pretty much start wrapping things up because I think you've definitely answered to the best of your ability and gave the people mostly what they want to know. Favorite cars, if any?
People, I get that question a lot. I'm in the car industry, and it's so funny because I'm truly passionate about cars. When I say I'm passionate about cars, I'm passionate about all cars. So whether that be foreign or domestic, right? But my personal favorites, I'm a BMW connoisseur. BMW, Porsche are probably my top two vehicles because I think they're great on the track, but they're great daily drivers. I've driven Lamborghini, I've driven Ferrari, you name it, I've driven it. But to me, Porsche and BMW are the best handling cars, whether they be track or daily driving, and they're affordable, right? They're affordable. It's not like, I could never reach out and
they're
attain.
affordable for other people, not me.
But in hindsight, if you set your mind to them, if you want to drive one, and they're great even used, right? So, my personal collection, I own, 2 M5s. I got a Genesis that I drive around, I be up. I got my little track Mini that I love to have fun in, but I've owned a lot of different cars. So cars are my deal. And not only am I passionate about them, I buy a lot of them. But I would have to lean towards BMW. Their M series line is probably my favorite, and they're probably my go-to. That's what's in my garage right now.
Nice. Well, I think we're good, man. I think you've gave the people a lot of information. Anything you want to share on the business side, where they can find you, information, number?
Handwaxandwash.com is our website. Phone number is 512-367-0954. If you're in the Austin area, I'd love to talk to you. What else? What makes us different? A lot of people ask, what makes us different? And it's our process. So I always tell people, there are car washes popping up on every single corner, but car washes to cars are like McDonald's to us. They're on every corner. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not, but it's never good for you. And so once you have that mentality and you understand what we do and how we do it, it makes the biggest difference in the world. So not only do you get great customer service with Hand Wax and Wash, you get certified techs that know what they do and they understand paint, whether it be domestic paint, foreign paint. They understand how cars are painted, and then we understand how to take care of your car the right way. That's why people come to us. We don't use distilled water. We don't use tap water. Everything is distilled. We use the best of the best when it comes to products, and we're convenient. So we come to you, and I think that's what people love about our business. We're personable, we're educated about what we do, and we love what we do.
Cool. Well, man, I definitely appreciate you taking the time. And I know one day you said you're going to give me one of the M5s out of the garage.
We go way back, but that's like my kid. You don't give somebody a kid, right?
Yeah, so no, I don't want the kid. You can keep the kid. I just want the car.
All right, boy, you always crazy, man. We always go way back. I appreciate you having me.
When I reach out, I